goodness, we're so excited to be here.
Super excited.
It's a little late in the day for you guys over there at Tops. What time is it right now?
It is 5 o'clock here in beautiful, sunny Port Charlotte, Florida. But
Port Charlotte.
you know, it's still beautiful and sunny, so that's what we care about, right?
That's true. That's true, and probably a lot warmer than it is here in Utah.
Yeah, I would say it is.
It's hot.
Well, we're so glad to have you guys with us today. I'm Catherine Burrell. This is Mark Martin.
Yep, I'm happy to be here too.
We're here with Grace Company, and we're here with our friends from Tops Sewing and Vacuum. Now, if you live in Florida, I'm sure you've heard of Tops. They also have some new locations in Texas. So if you don't know them now, you will coming up.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, Tops, you guys have been in business for how many years now?
Since 1945.
Whoa.
So what, 80 years? We just celebrated 80 years, yeah.
80 years. That's amazing.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That tells me Tops is doing something right.
Yep.
You guys are making sure the quilted community in Florida and everywhere else, not only do you guys sell in Florida, but you guys have a really good, strong online presence that people can go and buy outside of your state. And so that is just telling me that you guys are doing something right, and I love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you guys are joining us today, let us know where you're joining from. We love to hear from our viewers and to know where they're listening, where they're watching from. So go ahead and let us know where you're watching from today.
Absolutely.
We are here in cool, not cold yet, but cool Utah. It's not warm anymore like it is
Mountainous,
in Florida.
beautiful Utah. Come on.
Yes, definitely. It is beautiful.
Yes.
It's still not warm.
Still not warm.
Yeah. So we're excited. We have this new product, and it is something that is perfect for Tops. Perfect for all of your customers out there. Those of them that are watching, they're going to be excited. We've been waiting for this thing to come out for a while now. And with Tops, Jeremiah, now they're in that Port Charlotte store. About how many different models of sewing machines do you think you have there?
At last count of floor model machines, I had about 85 machines on the floor.
85. 85. And this product we're going to be talking about today will work on all of those 85 machines. Can you believe it?
It's exciting.
I love that. And Jeremiah, you and I were talking before we started, and Cheryl, just the amount of sewing machines you guys move out of your stores is unbelievable. And we were just talking about the audience. The audience of sewing machines, there are millions of people who have sewing machines. And this audience, either they do free motion quilting, right? Put in the comments if you just do free motion quilting by either moving your fabric around and you're ready to take the next step of saying, you know what, I want to be able to move my machine around the fabric instead of the move of the fabric, right? Go ahead and put in the comment if you're one of those quilters. But also, if you're free motion quilting by moving your machine around as well, because people do that, and that's a little more easy. And then you look at automation. If you have a domestic machine and you're free motion quilting, and then you go and look at quilts and you see these nice quilts being done. And you're like, I want mine to look like that, but I'm not good. And you always hear people, I'm not that good, I'm not that good. Well, I got to say, probably most of those quilts are done by some sort of automated systems. Now, that's not to say there are a lot of great freehand quilters out there. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
You can still freehand really, really well. But these quilters who buy a long arm with automation, that's a whole different audience. And we are right now talking to the audience, if you have a domestic machine, and you're looking to automate that domestic. So you can now treat your 9-inch machine or smaller or a little bigger like a long arm experience with automated system. That is incredible, and that's what we're going to talk about today.
So for any of you out there watching, whether you're watching with us live now or you're watching this on repeat, and you have been like just wanting a long arm, but just knew it wasn't something that's in your budget at this point in your life, this is for you. We have made it so everyone can automate their own machine to quilt with automation. It's fantastic.
It is. And Cheryl, I don't know, and Jeremiah, you both, if you guys are quilters, what goes through your mind when you know that there's an automated system for domestic machines? Kind of tell us a little bit about how that would bring joy into the homes of those quilters.
So for us here in Florida, something that's much different here versus other places in the country is people's houses are small. So, an average home in the state of Florida is about 1,500 square feet, wouldn't you say? I
Yes,
mean,
absolutely.
so where we have a lot of constraints, or people just they don't have the space for a full size long arm. So, you know, these people, they want to quilt their quilts, but they just don't have the resources to do it. So when we have this guy here, this Cutie Breeze frame, it's really just opened the door to so many people. It's brought them, just so much joy because they're able to quilt long arm style quilting with their domestic machine, with something that they can, shove it under a bed, hang it on a wall, stick it in the garage.
Put it behind the couch. I
Yeah.
used to put mine behind the couch. It's really good for the condo and apartment dwellings, as well as I have 3 adult children still at home. So I use the eat-in kitchen, and I'm
Yeah.
not even in the way.
Yeah. So it has brought so much joy and so much happiness to people when we
Yep.
can tell them, you can have these results and you don't have to spend an enormous amount of money.
Right.
So it's,
Very affordable
yes, it's very popular here for sure.
It is. So
and
let's
easy to
just-
use.
Oh, and
Yeah,
easy to use. Yes, definitely. That is the number one thing about this, is how easy it is to use. And we're going to show you guys today how easy it is. Let's just kind of go over what we're talking about. So we have come out with a product, Quilt Motion for domestic machines. So it's to use with your Cutie Breeze frame. Now, if you don't have a Cutie Breeze frame, Tops has a wonderful bundle package where you can get the automation and the Cutie Breeze frame at a lower price point.
Yep.
And you just add your own machine onto it, and you have an automated quilting system. So it's really nice. The Cutie Breeze is so small, and like you guys were talking about, such a good size to use and then put away. So for those of you out there that have the space constraints that they were talking about, this is the perfect system.
It is, and it doesn't take up any one spot in the home.
Right.
And I love what I love about the Cutie Breeze too is you don't have to dedicate a spot.
Right.
And so if you're looking at your quilt tops that are ready to quilt and you're like, how am I going to quilt those? I have a king size quilt. How am I going to do that? I have a table runner. It doesn't matter this size, and you don't need to
Right.
dedicate certain spots. You can put it anywhere you want in your home to do all your quilting. And we talked about easy, friendly. The Cutie Breeze gives you that. And so, the Cutie Breeze is one product that we're going to be talking about because it's just so universal from
Yeah.
doing large quilts, and it only takes up 4 feet of space.
Right.
But the bigger ticket item is what you're able to do with your own machine with this product.
Absolutely, yeah. And like he had said, you can do anywhere from small table runners, wall hangings, up to king size quilts. The Cutie Breeze is constructed so well, it can take the weight of a larger quilt. So you can do your entire king size quilt on this small frame.
Yep.
Makes it so easy.
And you know what it's like if you're doing free motion quilting, right? Again,
Yep.
there's nothing, if people are doing free motion quilting, that is fine.
Yeah.
A lot of quilters are really good at that way. But for me, I think of the fatigue or maybe some of the
Yeah.
stress that can come in from hunched over or you're bending around. Where now with the Cutie Breeze, you can put your machine on the carriage and move your machine around and do quilting that way. But then we took it to the next step. We had talked about earlier, if you're free motion quilting, that's great. But now we took it to the next step, and everybody who has a domestic machine should be considering getting an automated system for it, which is our Quilt Motion Foundation for all domestics.
Yes, super easy to use. We're going to show you the product. Let's just kind of talk about what it comes with first of all. So first of all, you're going to have your Cutie Breeze frame, whether you have one now or if you're ordering as part of the package. It's going to sit on whatever table space that you have. If you're a person that likes to sit while you are sewing, you can put it on a lower table. You can sit there and do it. You can also stand at the table, just depending on what table size you put it on. So you have your Cutie Breeze frame, and you've got your domestic machine, one of many. I've noticed, how many machines do you all have? I talk to quilters all the time. It's like, well, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've heard up to 46. Someone told us today they had 46 machines.
Wow.
I mean, that's quite a lot of machines, but I guess if you don't want to ever give any away, you could get up to 46 as you replace them. But everyone has machines, and they all will work with this system. So the system itself is going to come with everything you need to automate it. It's going to come with the belts, the brackets, all of the motor that needs to move the automation. It also comes with the tablet.
Yes.
So.
And that tablet is a 7-inch tablet that's really clear and really easy to use. You know, transitioning from one machine to another can be terrifying.
Yeah.
And then if you start thinking about automated systems, can be terrifying. If that's a word you've been thinking of, you know, terrifying, I'm intimidated, get those words out of the window,
Yes.
get it out, because you don't need to be intimidated anymore. The domestic users want some simplicity.
Right.
Right? If you're quilting with a domestic machine, you're doing that because, first of all, those domestics are really easy to use, really easy to thread, and you can get really good quilting out of these domestic machines. So as you look at our automated system, I want you to see how easy it is for us to place a pattern. There's 3 simple steps that we're going to talk about, but those 3 steps, all it takes for you to take the pattern from the screen to your fabric, and now you can customize your quilts. And Jeremiah and Cheryl, you know, as we talk about customization, that is a, you know, not a word that I think domestic users would probably use a whole lot of. You know, they're not going to customize their quilts, but now these domestics, everybody who has a domestic machine considering this can now customize their quilts just like a long arm, and that's pretty impressive.
It is.
Yep.
And
And
those
exciting.
of you that love to do free motion quilting, we can make a few spots in your quilt a little bit easier. You can do some of them with the automation, leave some blocks and do free motion in them. It'll just help speed up the process. So you're still quilting, you're still doing the work, you're still doing it all. It's all made by you. It's just a little bit of help. So
It is, Cheryl. Well, you're going to say something?
Yes, the customized designs. I've had a couple people call in. You didn't have a certain design. They uploaded a picture of their fabric and created their own design already through your design store.
Yep.
So
And
they
so
have the
we're-
baseball designer.
Yeah. So this is pretty incredible as we're talking about this product for these quilters. Again, Cutie Breeze with your own domestic, or get a new domestic, as we talked about several machines in your home. If you want to buy a whole package, Tops have a great package that you can get them all, I'm sure of it. But what a opportunity it is for you as a quilter to look over at your stash of quilts and be like, I got 5 of these ready, I got 10 of these ready, and what better way to do it, especially around the holidays.
right.
You can customize now quilts for the holidays with simple buttons, as we're going to talk about with the QMXFD, something that has really transformed the industry.
Yes.
We have sold over 1,400 through all of our through partners, and I want everybody to know that, because this product, since we launched it, has done that many. Why? Because there's so many domestic users out there that are looking to have something that makes their quilting a little more enjoyable, a little more customization, and this product will bring just that.
Makes it just a little bit easier. And we all make it hard on ourselves. We try to do patterns that maybe we're not quite ready for, or we try to do piecing that we're just not have had enough practice for. So we don't do hard things, right? Quilters, we do hard things. We like to make it hard on ourselves. But for quilting, we don't have to do that anymore. We can make it easier. And so we're going to talk about the 3 things that you have to do. So first thing that we have here is our screen. And like Mark said, it comes with the automation. You'll see here on the screen, we've got quilting, our settings, a help section, the library, which we'll talk about, and website, which will take you to the Grace Frame website there. So when we're going into Quilt for the first time, we're going to click on Quilt, and you will get this checklist. Now this is a really important checklist. It's all the things that you need to do before you start quilting, before you start your automation. And there are things that you should know already, but If you don't and you're just new to free motion quilting or to using quilting on a frame, these are a great reminder. So we have installing a new needle. You always want to start with a brand new sharp needle. It pulls your fabric through a little bit better, or pulls your thread through a little bit better. You want to thread the machine and wind a few bobbins. Now, I'm very passionate about this because for the longest time, I did not know how to use my bobbin winder, and it was a little bit scary for me. And I'm sure there are those of you out there that are new to sewing, or you're coming back to sewing, and the machines have changed a bit. They're a little bit, fancier than they used to be, a little bit more automatic. And so winding bobbins was always so scary for me until I learned how to wind them. And now it's like I like to have a big pile of bobbins ready to go at the startup of my quilt, so I don't have to stop in the middle and wind some more bobbins.
Makes
So
a
that's
better
on our
experience.
checklist. Next thing on our checklist is switch to the quilting mode on your machine if that's an option. Cover or lower your feed dogs.
That's important.
Yes, and your machine could have a cover that will go over the top, or they will just lower automatically.
Yep.
Next thing we're going to do is add a quilting foot. Now, most machines come with a quilting foot. All quilting foots, they do not all look the same.
No,
They all look a little bit different, but they all do the same thing.
they do. They do. Or a free motion foot too. If
Yeah.
you have a free motion foot, you want something that allows you to move the machine around freely, which is why it's important to
Exactly.
lower the feed dogs.
Yeah.
Because your machine at this point, once we get going, your machine is going to go all over the place, and so those
Right.
need to be ready, and you need to have the right foot on there between either the sewing foot,
Yeah.
a quilting foot, or I believe on there we had an embroidery foot as well that you can use.
Right. Okay, what's next, Mark?
If possible, set your machine needle into the stop position up, because what we want to do is make sure your machine will move. You're going to get several
Reminders.
reminders, thank you,
You're welcome.
reminders throughout the process to make sure your machine is up, because what's going to happen is when you hit a button, your machine will move for you. And if your needle is set down and you move the machine, well, those two don't go together very well. They don't play together very well.
They do not.
Right? Yeah, it will create a headache for yourself. So make sure your
Yeah.
needle is up in the up position, so when that machine moves, you're good to go.
Yeah.
We also have your foot pedal cables to reach the machine when it moves. So you want to be able to have your foot pedal cable, because there's a couple ways to operate this. One, if you're using your foot pedal, you want to make sure that it reaches so you can move the machine around. Because
Right.
as it moves right to left, you want to have enough of that cord to move. And then test the movement. You want to be able to test your machine and move it around in your frame so it moves around
Exactly.
freely.
Yeah, so these are all the things you want to do at the very beginning when you're putting a new quilt top on, when you're ready to start quilting. And this reminder will pop up unless you ask it not to show it again. I like it to show each time to make sure I have all of my boxes checked and I've done everything. So now we're going to go into our quilting page. So you can see here on the left-hand side, we have three different numbers. We have number 1, pick, number 2, place, number 3, sew.
That's right. That simple.
Yes.
Pick, place, and sew. And then over on the other side, we have our buttons to choose a block pattern, a simple pencil, or you can do a straight line. And if you open that up, then you'll see another category where you can choose your patterns.
Yes.
But we didn't mention how many.
We haven't.
Yeah.
no.
So
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that design library that we had talked about at the beginning. So your machine or your Quilt Motion package will come with designs already loaded. You're going to get 10 of the block designs, 10 of the edge panographs, and then 10 credits or 10 tokens towards future purchases in the design store.
that's right. So then as we go select those, if we go back now, and if I have a block or simple pattern there, now I can choose a pattern. So if I hit block, it will bring up now a different picture. And that was me going to my library that we have just talked about. So if you go to your library, now you have patterns to choose from, and these what they downloaded here, so don't look at these. But what you want to do is go over to your type, and then you can choose the block wherever you saved them at. So if we go over here to block, you'll see that we have our block patterns. And then as simple as this. And so as I'm going through this, just notice how simple this is I'm just looking at the screen on what I need to do over. So there's a pattern, and we're going to just select one, and I'm going to confirm that. So then you can see there's my pattern. But now we're still in the number 1. We have to pick it, so we have to hit next.
Right. So hit next. The next thing we're going to do is we've moved down to number 2. You'll see it's highlighted now. We're going to place our pattern. So with a block pattern, you get to choose the 4 points of your block. Now, if you've sewn a perfect block, your pattern's going to look exactly square. If yours is a little wonky, yours will look a little wonky, but it'll fit within your wonky square perfectly because you can choose those 4 points and make it fit exactly.
That's right. And I love that we can do that because, I don't know, Jeremiah and Cheryl, but how many blocks are a perfect block these days? Because I know for myself, if I try to do a perfect block, I might be off just a little bit, but now I can get point A, B, C, and D to get exactly in whatever size of block that I'm trying to fit in, right? As you guys done.
Ours are always perfect, Mark.
Okay. Well, mine,
Good to
Jeremiah,
know.
mine is not always perfect, and so I need those different points so I can make my little unperfect block look good.
Exactly. It looks perfect. If the pattern is placed within the block, it looks like it's straight, so it looks perfect once you've placed it.
Yes.
All right.
And it
so
enhances your piecing that way too.
Yes, exactly. It really, really does.
It does.
All right, so we're going to go back to the screen, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to place this block.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is choose the 4 points of our block. I'm going to actually put it in this block right here. You guys can watch me. So I'm touching A, and I've put my machine and the needle right over the corner that A is going to be.
That's right. And as she's moving, I want you to see that circle that's moving in it. That crosshair is where the needle is. And so as she's moving it, you see that crosshair is moving exactly where that needle is. And so that's a great reference point so you can get exactly where you want on your quilt. So you're not trying to guess where you're trying to put it. That reference point is really, really huge. And so those crosshairs do just that. And so now you saw that the pattern is placed now in there. So now when we're done placing it, simple, we just hit next. It's this simple, everybody. It's this simple as we're going along.
All right.
Okay?
Oh, I went the wrong way. Let's try this again. Okay.
Nope. Now you got to do your, you got to
Redo it?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to real quick redo it.
So she's just placing that pattern again because she probably hit the back button.
I hit the back button instead of the go button.
Yeah, you notice on the right side there's a back and a next. And so if you needed to go back, you can hit the back button if you had to go back. Okay. I love this next screen.
I do too.
Jeremiah and Cheryl.
This is my
screen,
favorite
yes. Why is it your favorite screen, Cheryl?
because it stretches it out and it makes it look like your block is perfect.
Yes.
It makes me look good.
So she
Yes.
knows how to use it. That's why all of the top quilts are perfect.
Of
Because
course.
she knows
Yeah,
how to use
that's right.
how to place
Absolutely.
it to make it look perfect.
Of course, there you go. And so, yeah, you're right, Cheryl. Here's where now you can make sure that it's perfectly in there. But there's also a couple of things I love about that screen, too, is the ability to manipulate your pattern some sort of way. You can rotate on that same screen. As we look at it, we have rotate, and you have a degrees that you can rotate it. So as we look at the screen, there's your rotate right there. You can rotate it 1, 5, or 15. That's preset buttons down there. Or you can just hit that button, rotate, and that pattern right up there will go ahead and just rotate around as you quilt. You could also flip your pattern right over there, so you can flip it. So you have these options on the same screen before we're ready to quilt, and that's really incredible.
It is, and it's nice because you get all of that put together before you even start quilting, so you know what it will look like for you.
I'll go ahead and hit next for you. Okay. So we'll go ahead and hit next. Okay. Now we're almost right there, so we just have a couple more steps to get this quilted.
Okay, so we're on the sew. So we're going to prepare to sew. You can tack down your edges of your quilt before you get going. That's a personal preference thing. You can do you can baste your edges, you can spray baste, whatever you prefer to do. or you can choose not to baste. A lot of us here don't do any sort of basting. Once you've got your design there, we are going to click on the Move to Start button. You will notice the reminder will pop up when I hit this button. It's reminding you to make sure your needle's up. It again does not want to rip a hole in your quilt top if possible.
It hit okay on that one.
Okay. And when I did that, our machine moved to where the start button is.
That's right. And we can demonstrate that. I'm going to show you again. So you see that cursor. We're still in frame, which is good. Now I'm going to go ahead and just hit Move to Start. And that cursor will go ahead and you'll see it move to that starting point. So let's say you bumped off or someone bumped your machine. It doesn't matter. Move right to start. Okay? Let's go ahead and hit Next. Okay,
right.
The countdown.
The countdown. So depending on your machine, you're going to start it in one of a couple different ways. We're going to start the countdown. You can set it for 5 seconds or 3 seconds, whichever you feel most comfortable with. Now, if your machine has a start-stop button on it, when you get to 1 or 0, you're going to press that start button, so your needle will start moving up and down. That way, when the carriage starts moving, you've got your automation going. Now, say you have an older machine that doesn't have a start-stop button on it.
Yeah, good old-fashioned foot pedal.
Good old-fashioned foot pedal. I was not a believer until I saw this in action, and it was so cool and so fast and so easy.
Yeah.
And I mean,
yeah,
I loved it.
It is really nice.
Yeah.
And so the thing with the foot pedal, we all need to remember, when you step on a foot pedal normally, you're going to get inconsistent stitches. If you step on it really fast or really slow, those stitches will be inconsistent. Not with the automation. The automation, it has some sort of smarts built into the automation that when you press the foot pedal, then you're good to go. Now on your machines, you normally have a slider button that you can go and slide from the turtle to the bunny, or vice versa, from the bunny to the turtle. And you want that slider in the middle. What that allows you to do is, if you're doing a foot pedal, you can press it all the way down and not worry about those stitches that probably can be too big or too short. So the first thing you want to do is set that speed in the middle of that slider, okay? Or if you have whatever you have on your machine, you want to just put it in between those two. And then once we do the countdown, and it goes to 1, then you just step on your foot pedal, right? And that's all you have to do. You don't have to worry about like your foot. You can, and in fact, a little trick, you can probably even set something on top of that foot pedal, so you don't have to worry about standing the entire time. Okay, so if your machine has a start-stop, you press that. If your machine is good old-fashioned, which everybody has a foot pedal still, use that one. And I would say the majority of the machines probably just use a foot pedal. That's perfect, 100% perfect. And the last one is accessories you can add, which is either speed control or sure stitch.
Absolutely, and that's something that if you want to make it easier on yourself, and you can invest in an accessory where your start-stop will be right there at your hands, ready to use. And that's either a speed control if it's compatible with your particular machine, or if not, we have the Sure Stitch Elite, which is a fantastic option, especially if you're going to be doing free motion quilting. It will really help keep your stitches regulated when you're doing free motion.
Yep, 100%. Okay, so with this machine, we do have a start-stop on the machine, so that's what we'll utilize on this one. Okay, and this one default is set to go 3 down to 1, but as Kathy mentioned, you can go from 5 to 1 if you want to have a little longer. Okay, and what you will see now when we hit that, there'll be a circle with 3, 2, 1, and then it will, I think it will beep at you when you're ready to start, and then you hit start on your machine as it goes. And so we'll go ahead and get to that point right now.
Okay, so I'm going to press the countdown. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Now
the machine is moving all by itself. Now, I don't want to say give the machine a round of applause, but that is like, I'm so excited to see the machine operate without me needing to be there to move the machine around. I'm going to go ahead and move this one out of the way. Okay, so there you go. We have your machine operating just like a long arm will operate, which is pretty easy, pretty fascinating. And then we'll go ahead and get ready to stop.
There
Okay.
you go.
And so what we did there, a couple of things. One, the machine is going to go
Yep.
by itself. Now we have to stop the machine when it's ready to go. So it does give you a warning and a beeping noise
Yes.
when it's ready to stop. And so you don't want the machine to keep going. So which means you cannot, I don't recommend you just setting
Right.
it and forgetting about it and leaving. You can still be in the same room like we were, but when that pattern is done, you have to push stop. Whether it's your foot pedal, just take your foot off it. If you're using the speed control or the sure stitch, just hit stop on those. And if you have a stop start on your machine, you just hit stop on the machine to stop the machine from going. Or that machine will continue to go up and down in the same spot when that pattern is finished, and we do not want that.
No, we've seen that happen in the past. We've actually done it in the past when I have not known that that's what will happen. It'll make a big bird's nest underneath your quilt, which isn't pretty.
No,
So
not pretty at all.
yeah, you don't want to walk way too far. You want to keep up with it. Make sure you stop it when it's done. But as far as it goes, that was it. We picked it. We picked our pattern. That's going to be the hardest part for you, is picking what pattern you want to put on your quilt. I mean, picking is, that's it. And then placing the pattern, that's easy. You saw how easy it was for us to put it in a block. We're also going to show you how to do an edge-to-edge design for those of you out there that want to do some beautiful edge-to-edge designs.
That's right.
Yeah. And we came out with a few little updates that's made that a little bit easier as well. Mark was all excited about the ruler that we have on
Yeah,
our
the
update.
ruler to keep that simple, and we'll go over the ruler to show you. But blocks, you know, and Jeremiah and Cheryl, as you are quilting, how important is it to have an automated system for your domestic to be able to do blocks and pantographs? So you're not just stuck with one or the other. You have the option to either do block or pantographs. And I know in the quilting world, that is going to be a game changer.
That's a big deal. That is a big deal. Yep.
Yeah, because you get automation and a lot of them come in levels and it doesn't give you both. But this to come out with the main version of it and it gives you both of those options, it's amazing. And how many patterns are in the library? I know you're all asking. There's 1,000, at least 1,000.
1,000 plus that they can choose from.
Yes.
They can choose from. Okay, so as we transition over to the pantograph, kind of what thoughts, as you've seen the machine move in, you guys sold the QMXFD already, and I know we already had mentioned with someone who had a little Rebel in QMX and it's fabulous, but as you look at having the automation and you are preparing, you know, when someone's looking at it themselves, but how important is it to have some of these features built into this to make the quilting experience even better?
It's very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
The versatility of it, so that if you're doing a project that needs the edge to edge and then you have cornerstones maybe in your quilt, you can go to the block designs, placemats, you know, your table runners, that opens it up to all different types of projects.
It does. And as we were doing this, one thing that I want to point out, which I'm going to just make a joke because it's not really true, but I didn't have to have a towel to dab my bald head from sweat. I wasn't stressed. I was watching Kathy go through this. Like, I'm not stressed. I didn't have to have a manual open. I didn't have to have Grace on the phone or Tops on the phone.
Nope.
Hey, how do I do this? It seriously just walks you through each step.
Yeah.
And you can now quilt. Again, we talk about the user-friendly. We talked about how easy we want it to be. We don't want you to own an automation system that gives you a headache.
Right.
The QMXFD is so easy to use and so very fun that almost right out of the box, within just an hour or two, you're going to be quilting custom quilts without having a towel in your pocket to dab your head. If you're like, this isn't fun, and you're just sweating and nervous, no, super easy, super fun.
Yeah, and I love how easy it is, because there are those of us out there that aren't quite as, we're a little bit more challenged when it comes to technology. That's why we had children, is so they could help us with the technology, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so anything that feels familiar is great. And this feels familiar. It feels like your domestic. You know your own domestic machine. You know how to work it. You know what buttons to push. That's how easy this is it feels familiar.
That's
not
right.
hard to follow the instructions and get going right away.
That's right. As we get set up to do a edge to edge, I'm just curious, you know, put in the comments, what comes to your mind when you are thinking of doing automated quilting? What comes to your mind when you want to have the cutie with your domestic. Like, I'm curious if you're excited or if you're kind of terrified or intimidated, but I'm curious. Go ahead and put in the comments kind of what comes to your mind as you are looking at this as well and seeing how easy this is as we're demonstrating it from a block pattern. And let's go ahead and look at doing the edge to edge, which is, I think, one of the most popular ones, because people, quilters, want to be able to have a pattern from one side to the other side, and they want to be able to have that customization to do so. So this is one that's going to be really easy to use as well.
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to start it the exact same way. We're going to go into our quilting button. We're going to read the instructions again. We have everything here, so we're going to check it all, and we're going to start quilting. Now this case, we're going to choose a simple panto, and this will get us into the design library that has the pantographs. So we're going into pick. Again, this is the hardest part, is picking the pattern you want to do. But it is nice because it breaks it down into categories here. So if I'm just looking for some edge-to-edge designs, I will click that. That'll give me designs that I know work really, really well for edge-to-edge. Mark, I think I want to do this loop one here.
I love it.
I like that loop one a lot. Okay. So you can see it pops up showing you the edge-to-edge design, and we've got two different little nodes here. This is going to be our stop and our ending point. Looking at the pattern, what is something that jumps out at you, Mark, that on the pattern, like size-wise, placement-wise, what jumps out to you right away?
Yeah, size and placement. I see how, I don't know how big this is, and so this is right now, just give me the pattern. And right now I'm thinking, okay, if I have a 2-inch row, I want to be able to fit it in 2 inches, or if I have a 4-inch row, I want to be able to fit it in 4 inches. And right now, I don't see that on this screen because I just see a pattern.
Right.
But if I hit next,
oh, look at that.
That's where I can see. So this helps me now know how big my pattern is. So right now, my design height is 2.5 inches. But I have a 3-inch row I'm putting it in. So I'm simply going to hit this plus button and go to 3 inches, and I will size my pattern. So that's what I want is 3 inches. And then I could also flip if I want to flip it. So you have some customization on this same screen too. But now that my pattern is 3 inches, I can see that right there. We have now a ruler that you can now measure the distance down. So you see on the drop-down menu, we have rulers. So this will, now I can go from the top. This border that you see here is my quilt area, right? So now I can come up here and I can measure down, 3 inches and make sure that I get exact, especially to this point. And I'm trying to point with my finger here, but the very tip of that, I want to be able to make sure my next row down here is going to fit or nest right where I want it to be. And I can use now this ruler options to make sure I can nest my rows or space them out with the size of gap that I want to by using just my ruler option right there. But now that I have my row that I chose, I'm going to hit next, and now we're ready to place it. Very similar to the block pattern, but now we're ready to place it from a start to end point.
All right. And let's talk about those little crosshair things again. So you can see here as I'm moving the machine right to left.
That's okay, we're going to cut that.
Mark's going to cut our string here so we can actually move it. Okay, so as I'm moving it, you'll see those the crosshair is moving. That's where you know exactly where your needle is on your quilt. So where are we wanting to start on this one, Mark?
I'm going to put it right there. Okay. And now you see my crosshair is in the pattern. I'm going to hit, that's my start point, and I'll move the pattern right over to that start point. And then we're going to go over to the right, and we're going to hit end. And so there you go. So it crops your pattern to fit in the area that you're ready to quilt. And so we picked it, and now number 2, we placed it, and now we're going to go hit next and remove the start point. Now remember, the start point is this green arrow, and I know on camera it's kind of hard, but that green right there, that's where the starting is. And you see on the other side, the red is where it's going to stop. So right here, I can hit move the start point and I move the machine, or I'm going to just manually move it closer to that start point. All right. Just get right there. Now I can hit move to start so it doesn't travel as far.
Now it'll get it exactly in your starting area by pushing that move to start button.
And now we're going to hit next. Make sure the needle is up. And we're right back down to that countdown again, and ready to go. And let's go ahead and get that just quilted there, right? So
Start countdown. Go. And there you go. We're starting our pattern, our pantograph, going across the quilt this time. It's as easy as that. It's the same steps. Pick, place, sew.
Same steps.
Yeah.
Customization of your quilt is incredible. I am really excited. I know Jeremiah and Cheryl, you guys sold several of these units, even more than several. And just and just the outcome, maybe from a partner of ours, share with everybody how important is a product like this for this industry. I personally think it's a game changer, and I'm really excited to have finally something that we can turn our attention to all those users that have a domestic machine.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a big game changer, honestly, just because we have so many people that want to finish their quilts. They don't have a means of finishing their quilts. They say, I'm not good at free motion. Where we've really seen a huge uptick with this product is people have been doing edge-to-edge quilting on their embroidery machines forever. Well, let's be honest. Edge-to-edge on an embroidery machine, it requires so much of, putting it in the hoop, realigning it, rehooping it. And this, yes, you're still on a hoop of sorts, but you get so much more area than with even a large embroidery frame like, that the biggest machines have. So this has really, it's shattered the world, Mark. Let's be honest. It's shattered the world with what it does. It's so powerful.
And it's taken your machine becoming a pencil on your fabric, and you get to transfer that design so much better than pushing it around, trying to move the paper and trying to figure that whole thing out.
Yes.
And no drag. And the
drag
is gone.
Yes, it is. It moves so well. The belts are so good.
Yes.
And I haven't had a machine that it hasn't moved on well on. And I've seen it on quite a few different machines.
Right.
It really does move very well. Now, Jeremiah, I know that you saw this firsthand when we were in Houston, and you got so excited about it and started selling it right away. How long did you sell this before you actually had one in your store?
The very first one I sold, I believe, was on September 25th. And when did we get this one in? It's been
a week and a half.
It's like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it was when we set up our very first one.
Yep.
So.
And we were almost in an hour.
Yeah, it was.
Like an hour.
Yeah, Cheryl has watched tons of the educational stuff, actually all of the educational stuff. I never have watched any educational stuff. I'll fess up to that. But I came and I spent like 20 minutes with the tablet, and I was like, oh, that's easy.
And I was like an hour.
Yeah.
Because I've never long armed before other than with a domestic machine. And within an hour, I felt like I could really use this product.
So for those of you out there that are ready to purchase, you've been looking at it, you're excited, give Tops a call. You can see how excited they are about it.
I'm excited.
I mean, they're passionate about it. It's so fun to work in a store that has all the different machines, and a person will come in and say, will it work on this one? Yes, yes it will. Will it work on this one? Yes, yes it will. And you guys are so lucky to have that experience and making people so excited.
Yes. And something I really want to stress to, to anybody looking to purchase this system, whether like our floor model's set up with a little Rebel, but if you have a Viking machine, a Janome machine, a Bernina machine, we are here to help you with whatever machine you have that you're going to, put on this system. Our education with this, Cheryl is our go-to girl with all of this stuff.
And I'm excited.
And Cheryl has had a cutie frame and a little Rebel for a long time now. How long have you had your little Rebel for?
Right after it came out.
Yeah. And
so whenever you guys got it out, I got one.
So, she knows. She's had multiple machines on this. She
Yep.
started with the Baby Lock Jazz 2
I
on
did.
the original Cutie frame. She recently got the Cutie Breeze frame for her little Rebel. She has QMX at home now.
I have the Sure Stitch Elite.
and Sure
I've done
Stitch
all
Elite.
that.
She had that before she had a little Rebel. So, we have all the knowledge.
Yep.
To teach
Yes.
anybody whatever they need to know about this system. And
Or how they want to grow.
yes,
We're ready to go
Yes.
to the next level too.
absolutely. So it's
That is
very
true.
important
Yep.
to me to just stress to everybody that, when you get this product, we're not just going to send you home with a box
Right.
and tell you to figure it out on your own. We want you to be happy. And we
Yeah.
have regular scheduled classes to learn how to use all of it.
Monday's our
Well,
first class.
Monday, okay, that's good to know. So if you guys are interested and you're ready to get your QMX, give them a call.
Yep.
They'll get you in the class on Monday.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I love hearing that. And one thing that we are in this time of year is holiday season, right? A
Yeah.
time of giving. Thanksgiving is around the corner, and then we jump right into the Christmas holidays. And these two holidays, a time for giving for me, that you have quilts you want to make, you
Yes.
have
Yep.
family, you have maybe even you're donating. There's a lot
Yep.
of maybe like homeless shelters out there that you're looking to donate your quilts to. So what a great opportunity it is to look at your stash of quilts, or even make your own stash and quilt with a wonderful automated
Yeah.
system that's going to be like your friend. Here's
Yep.
your friend that's going to help you quilt. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have
Nope.
to be really good. Now you can have the automated system
Yeah.
at this time of year. So what a better time to look at getting an automated system to make beautiful quilts for
Yeah.
those who you love, and or donate. So think about this time of year, and you're looking at your room, and you have your machine, or you're looking at getting out the Cutie Breeze, knowing that the Cutie Breeze will allow you to do king size and
Yep.
smaller. You have a complete package here to do your quilting. This time of year is pretty special, and those loved ones will love those quilts that you make with a smile
Yeah.
on their face.
Yeah, and I think of all the people you can surprise with a quilt that
Yeah.
they're like, oh, I'll never get a quilt from so-and-so. They never finish them. Think of all the quilts you can finish and surprise all of your friends and
Yep.
family
Yeah.
members this year by giving them the gift of a love of a quilt.
Yep.
So
And that's honestly why, Jeremiah and Cheryl, that we did the automated system. Again, going back to the customer base that we want to make sure we can interact with more. You guys, I asked you earlier, Jeremiah, how many sewing machines you guys sell in a day, in a month, and it's just a phenomenal number. And so having a product from Grace Company that gives opportunity in the homes that are looking for a better experience has been such a special thing. I love hearing stories. I love hearing stories from our partners like yourself who, Cheryl, you just got done saying how long you've owned our product.
Yeah, over 2 years. I would say
yeah, over 2
3 on
years.
my frame.
Yep, reliable. And I love Jeremiah, what he said. You become a customer of Tops, not
Yeah.
just some person who's going to get a box or some number, some revenue, some dollar sign.
Nope.
No, you're going to be taken care of.
yeah,
Easy to set up, easy to use,
Yep.
really stress-free. Do
Really
not
is.
let intimidating words come in your
Nope.
mind. You can do this, and it's just so fun to use.
it really is. And so easy to even go back from free motion quilting to
Yes.
automation quilting to free motion quilting again. We've even made that part of it super simple. You flip a couple of switches on the belt and you can go back and forth as easy as that.
Yep,
Which
100%.
we've thought of all the things
Yep.
that has made automation harder, difficult, whatever it may be. And we fixed that so it can be for everyone now.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jeremiah, I threw out a number earlier. You don't sell over 1,400 units just because of a product. You sell those units because of what it can do in this industry.
Right.
And we
Yep.
want more
Quality.
quilts out there. Yeah, quality, reliable, and it's just been fun to operate. I love demonstrating this. Kathy and I, you've been demonstrating this as well, and it's just so fun to be able to just like
Beep,
push.
beep, beep.
What you guys are seeing is what we're doing just live. We're not,
Right.
having any sort of green screen or something. This is
Right.
This is the
No
This is the-
editing.
No editing.
no editing. Yeah, this is the
Unedited.
unedited. Yeah, this is legit the way to go
Yeah.
because it's super easy, super simple. The last thing is super affordable.
Yes.
Super affordable, right?
Yes.
Yes, very.
So you have a couple of options if you already have a Cutie Breeze because you've invested in one prior to this and you're using it for free motion quilting. You can order the automation just alone. And then if you don't have the Cutie Breeze but you have yourself a domestic machine,
Yep.
all you need to do is get the package, which would be the automation and the Cutie Breeze together. Now here's the pricing. The Quilt Motion X by itself, if you've already got the Cutie Breeze, is $14.99. If you need to add the Cutie Breeze with it, it's $19.99. So such a fantastic deal. You can call in the phone number that's going across your screen. That'll take you right to Cheryl and Jeremiah. They're in Port Charlotte. They're waiting for you to call. They'll be able to answer all of your questions. You can also go online and order on their website, topsvacuumandsewing.com. Either way, you can order it. And they're there to answer any questions you might have.
Yep.
And something I would like to add too, for anybody who is not, say, in Florida, but, they want our education, they want our assistance. We have a lot of snowbirds that come from the northern states down here. This is a product we can ship. So, we do offer free shipping anywhere in the country. And if things ship out of Florida or Texas, there's no sales tax. So I was like, just scratch that too. So,
that's very
for our
nice to
snowbird
throw in there.
customers, especially, we've already had people who have bought 2 full Little Rebel Cutie Breeze QMX setups.
One
for here and one for their home elsewhere.
Yep.
So, we love that.
We're here to
I love
accommodate.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, like you said, you have snowbirds, you have a lot of people in RVs. We've always said the Cutie can fit in an RV so well.
Yes,
Yep.
it can.
So you're not adding any more bulk or any extra things that you need space for adding the automation. All you're doing is adding the automation on. So you can even do it in your RV. I mean, space is not going to be a problem with this
No, it's
product.
not.
Yeah.
No,
which
it's
is
Nor
great.
weight. I think a lot of people here, being older, the 30 pounds on the frame, I show them I can pick it up with one hand. You can move the frame with one hand and the machine with the other, 26 pounds. So you're not
so
adding
true.
a lot of weight to an RV either, which is
No, it
important to
doesn't.
them.
What I've been hearing then is experience, right? Creating a better experience. Lightweight, easy to use, affordable, doesn't take up the space. You can put it anywhere. And so all this just screams at me, better experience. And that's, again, more important. You have quilts that you love to do, get product that makes those quilting easy. So the experience from the Cutie Breeze to the automated system is just going to be you're mind blown when you install it and you start using it. You're going to be thinking, man, I wish I had this years ago.
Yeah.
That's what I wish we had it years ago as well. But we have it now, so don't be one of those persons that says, man, where was this years ago? Get it now through Tops. You will not regret this purchase.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for letting us talk about it. We're still just so excited about it. I mean, we've only had it a month or so, and we play with it as much as we can get our hands on it. But being able to show your customers what it's all about and how excited we are about it and how excited you are about it, thank you so much for letting us share with you.
Absolutely. There's one other little fun fact that I want to share with everyone. So the average quilter, and this is someone who piece quilts, spends between $3,000 and $5,000 a year on long arm quilting services.
Wow.
So when you figure with Quilt Motion X and a Cutie Breeze frame at $19.99, this will pay for itself in a year.
Right?
It will
Or
more than
less.
pay for itself in a year.
Yeah.
So it's something that I have told everyone,
Me too.
you really got to think about it. Look through your checkbook at all those checks you've written to your long arm quilter, all those Venmo transactions you sent to pay for long arming services. This is money saving, and it really truly makes it your own that you've done in your own home from start to finish.
And you'll clear out the
Absolutely.
stash of quilt tops that are sitting there.
Yes.
Mhm.
You always need stuff to
Absolutely.
practice on.
Yep. And you
It
provide
is
the
true.
perfect panels.
Yes.
Your panels, your practice panels are very helpful.
Yep.
Everything
100%.
Grace makes when you open it, it's like Christmas.
Yes.
Everything that comes
Everything
from
It's
should
my
be
Grace.
like a
favorite.
present.
Yes.
Yes.
Of
I
all
love
of our
it.
machines, I tell everybody it's my favorite to open. Let me come open with you every time.
Yes.
I love it. Well, thanks for sharing that fun fact. I didn't I knew it was a big number,
Yeah.
but I didn't realize that number, how much they can save and do.
Oh, yeah.
And more importantly, the savings is, I think, Jeremiah, you kind of alluded to it, is from start to finish,
Yeah.
these are quilts made by the same person, and I love
Yep.
that.
Yes. Absolutely.
Never leave your hands. Don't get
Nope.
lost.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I love it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, thank you. If you guys have any questions, give a shout out to Tops. They are there for you. They
Yep.
will answer any questions you have. If you're in the market for a new machine, maybe to go with your Cutie Breeze and your automation, they can show you different machines. They can show you the little
Yep.
Rebel, which pairs really well with this as well. So give them a call with any of your questions. And we really, really hope that everyone has just wonderful holidays.
Yes.
It's coming up quick. Next week's Thanksgiving, and we're just thankful that we can share, our products with all of you.
Yes.
Well said.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
and same
you.
happy holidays to you guys.
All right.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
joining us
Bye,
today. Have a
guys.
great day. Bye-bye.
See ya.
you.